All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Harakakodash. A double honors unto the elders and apostles of GM's Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Hey, and as you see here, this is this is from a sub on Reddit, dealing with science tech, but this video in particular is about, really using forth the left hand to bring forth quote unquote miracles, which ultimately means these people have to get MOT beat up, right? So it says AI helped this man get his voice back after 7 years of silence. A new brain computer interface, a BCI, developed at UC Davis Health translates brain signals into speech with up to 97% accuracy. The most accurate system of its kind, right? So I'm gonna play it and then hop into the precepts. Hey, now let's look at, how the people are reacting to this. This person said, "This is amazing and gives me such hope. Not just for the people this device will give speech to, but the subsequent similar devices that will give people sight, smell, hearing, mobility, and cure," right? Which really isn't a cure, right? Because we understand Esau doesn't cure anything. What he does is he provides pharmakia for so-called treatments, right? And in those treatments, you have underlying health effects that happen because of those, right? And that's because he's dealing with he's part of the left hand. Now, when we look at the real cures or the real healings, it happens by Yahweh Shai, happened by his prophets, our forefathers, and it said, "By thy faith, thy has been made whole," right? So their faith within Yahweh Bashim Shai, and it was a full healing. It wasn't like, they only got half of their vision back, or half of their sickness was done away with. No, it was full, man. It was complete, right? It says the future is here and is brighter than we ever imagined. And this person doesn't understand, and that there's going to be soon a time to come in which, the government, the same people that you're basically praising and giving worship to, for creating this type of miracle, right? These are going to be the same individuals that tell you, hey, if you don't accept this device, and accept the morals or the immorality that we're establishing in this society as law, and guess what? You're going to be tortured or killed, because that's the length that Esau is going to go with this. Everyone who does not bow down into the image of the beast, and receive of that mark, he's going to see you as an enemy, right? So let's get into this. Because, to the average person, that looks like something good. But to us, we know this is just another snare, another gin, another trap. He does all that, but he's still stuck in his chair. He still has to have those things connected to his head. And he still needs that whole device to talk. Esau is about to shut down the grid. This dude, he's not going to make it. So to what avail, right? Now his wife going to argue with him more. Because we know, the effects of how this gets, man. I'm going to start here. This is Revelation 13. And 13. It says, "And he doeth great wonders." Matter of fact, I'm sorry, 12. It says, "And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? Because that's what that is. That was a deceptive being of healing, man, right? And what does the scripture say about Esau? You know, being there's so like Job 4. Physicians, of no value, Yeah, this Job 13. It's like 13:4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. It says, as physicians, you are worthless quacks in the NLT, man. As for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. Hey, because that doesn't improve that man's condition, right? And the thing is, he has the funds to do these things. Hey, for example, the doctors that were just killed, they were going to a convention on cancer, right? And I believe it was 8 to 7 to 10 doctors, somewhere in between that. And they were all on a plane. And Esau fucking had the plane crash, man. They said they were on the verge, I believe, of finding a cure for cancers. And Esau crashed the plane. So this shows you that he don't care about people being sick. He don't care about people being crippled. And here it is, y'all glorify this man. Why is it that every time someone invents something that would be for the betterment of quote unquote society, they always get killed? Like, does anybody really look at this? You have people that, even Jake has created inventions that bring forth fresh, clean drinking water out of air. But those systems aren't brought into society to help, everyone with drinking water. Here they keep bottling water when his machine, it created fresh water out of the air that you can go to those devices, those machines, and fill up water, man, and fill up with fresh water. Why aren't those types of devices, multiple of them in every city? Why is it that when people, convert their gasoline cars into cars that can run off of water, they're killed? Why is it when people find these cures to diseases that he basically claims are incurable, they get unalived? This happens often. Every time he hears of someone coming up with something that his pharmaceutical industry tries to treat, because we understand it's a business. Every time someone comes up with a cure that his pharmaceuticals can only treat, he makes sure he takes them out of the equation. And people continuously give this man credit for doing something when he's not doing it for good. The scriptures say, he that is evil unto himself, to whom will he do good? This is not an upright man. This guy is a straight demon, man. He tells you can't heal yourself and that you have to come to me for all healing, which all those medications do are suppress symptoms and make you addicted. So let's go back to let's go back to this in Revelation 13. It says 13. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man, and deceive, right? And you got the do weapons, because that's part of the left hand sword, direct energy weapons, right? You seen what he did to Hawaii. But every house with that blue color roof, though, it didn't get touched, even though it's a complete wildfire upon the whole land. Like, bro, you can't make this up. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. I want to go into that word miracle. This is Revelation 13. And this is the word miracle. 13, 14. Deceiveth. Miracles, it says, Samion. It says, of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him, or by which men prove that the cause they are pleading is the Most High's. Well, we understand that don't apply to Esau, because he's on the left-hand side. But it says, sign, mark, or token, that by which a person or a thing is distinguished from others and is known, a sign, prodigy, portent, an unusual occurrence transcending the common course of nature, right? And being unable to speak and getting speech back is something that's uncommon, transcending the common course of nature, right? It transcends, what you usually see, because those people that have those illnesses or the lack thereof functionings, right? They tend to stay in that state. But here it is. He tells you have to accept the technology, which is ultimately, still biohacking you, still part of transhumanistic agenda. And that's the only way he can do it, right? But the scriptures tell, Yahweh Shemel Shai created the herbs and the medicines of the earth, out of the earth, right? It says, wise is he that will not abhor them, paraphrasing. So why is it, even this was years back, probably like 7-8 years back. It was what's these, man? The ones that Amish. He called Law Yahweh Shemel Shai. It was an Amish dude, and he basically had 2 tinctures, and he created the tinctures from the herbs and plants in his garden, and he was actually healing people of their ailments, of specific ailments. And I believe his house got raided by the FBI, the CIA, and he ended up going to jail for, I believe, 15 to 20 years. Oh, and they basically took away all his plants and his herbs, right? Because he was actually healing. He was using the herbs to bring forth health unto people. Same with that dude, Dr. Sabi. Now, he was off on certain shit, because he'd tell you that garlic, I believe he said garlic or onions, is bad for you. It was 1 to 2. And the nigga was smoking. He was smoking cigarettes, man. Showing you how off he still was. And ultimately, if you don't believe in worship Yahweh Shemel Shai and preaching, especially as a man, because this ministry is for the men, as the scriptures say, the flock of the Lord's pasture are men, then you still going off, man. But nevertheless, we understand that he is not here to heal. He's here to corral you and to make you submit to a position as where you look at him as God, right? And once that submit will happen, then he'll allow you to be experimented on, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get some a case of healing, right? You got the woman with the issue of blood. You got the man that was blind from birth. Let's see. And you even had what was her name? She was in her house. Was it? It wasn't Doris. I think. Let's see. Let's grab. You even have the woman that touched the hem of Yahweh Shai's garment, who was healed, right? Here we go. Here it is right here. This is Mark 5, and I'm going to start here at 24. It says, and Yahweh went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him. It says, and a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years. It said constant bleeding, in NLT. So when it thinks, when I hear constant bleeding, it reminds me of, basically, when people are on these blood thinners, it's hard for their blood to, coagulate, which in terms is, create scabs to stop bleeding. But it says she had 12 years of constant bleeding, right? It says, or the issue of blood, 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians. And so she was going to all these different physicians or doctors. It said, and had spent all that she had and was nothing better. So she never got cured of that issue. It said, but rather grew worse, right? Getting sicker and sicker. So she was more than likely weak and faint. It says, when she had heard of Yahushua, came in and pressed behind and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. So that's the type of faith that woman had, understanding that, hey, she said, all I need to do is touch his clothes. You know, he don't even have to pray over me. I just believe that if I get close enough to touch his clothes, I'm going to be healed, right? And we understand, hey, we have to have faith. Like the scriptures say, if thou have faith, the faith of the grain of a mustard seed, thou shalt be able to move mountains, man. Hey, because Hebrews 11 tells us, hey, without faith, it is impossible to please him, right? So we understand that, hey, we have to be full of faith, in order to endure these sad times. It says, and straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up. Whoo. And she felt in her body that she was healed of the plague. Hey, that's power, man. And Yahushua, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, and that's heavy as well. You know, that's very heavy. Understanding that even Yahushua, the importance of his blood, right? Knowing that he took on the sins of the nation of Israel, the elect on this side, but ultimately all Israel in the kingdom is going to be, solid. But the scriptures say in the book of Second Esdras, for their sins shall be their accusers in that day, meaning Yahushua's blood doesn't cover them. Here on this side, hence they have to taste of that second death. It said, and knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned about him in the press and said, who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto them, thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest, thou who touched me? Basically saying everybody is around you. Hey, how are you asking that, basically? But he felt it, right? It says, and he looked around about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace and be whole of the plague. Whoo, that's power, man. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, thy daughter is dead, why troublest thou the master any further? It says, and as soon as Yahushua heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, except Peter, or save Peter and James and John, the brother of James. And that's the thing too, like, one of the things, I've read on certain cases, and even heard, people speak about, when they basically say these people are diagnosed with cancers, right? One thing that helps the fight is you believing that, it's not over, right? Really believing that you'll recover and having faith that you'll endure it, because a lot of times when they tell people they have cancer, it's a mental thing as well. Understanding that they automatically think the worst, and then of course diet, exercise, so forth and so on, because these diseases are demons, man, right? So all of these things, aid in your detriment, really, but changing those things, praying, fasting, and actually believing that thou can be made whole, and understanding that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua does heal, because every brother has been sick, man. All in the truth. We've all been sick of various, things, right? And you have brothers with certain ailments that are worse than others, but nevertheless, we believe that the ultimate healing is going to come when Yahushua returns, man. Hence, 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, speaking of the new bodies, and then Revelation, I believe, 21 or 22, when it speaks about how Yahushua is going to wipe all tears, all sorrow, all pain away, right? It says, and he come into the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and he seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he said unto them, why make ye do this ado, and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entereth in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand and said unto her, Talitha, Kumi, which is, being interpreted, damsel, I say unto thee, arise. Whoo, that's, hey, man. Jake don't understand. Jake don't understand, man. We're looking at this as we're reading it, man. The word is made alive. Yahushua made sure that everybody that wasn't immediate family got out the room. If they weren't immediate family or his disciples, to leave. This is an intimate thing. Y'all can't witness this being done in the midst. Y'all don't believe. You know? It says, and he told her, arise, and straightway the damsel arose and walked. Come on, man. For she was of the age of 12 years, and they were astonished with a great astonishment. And he charged them straitly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat, to get her strength back. But nevertheless, the healing was done. And she didn't have to go under the knife. She didn't have to get no invasive surgery. She didn't have to get no technology implanted in her. It was through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And this is who we worship, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And we know that greater miracles than these are going to be done in the time that we're coming into. You know? So I just want to, bring forth this lesson to the body. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Harakah Kodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yaki in bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.